Welcome back, dear viewers. And as we all know that the Muslim world will celebrate Eid al-Fitr tomorrow on Friday, as we are expecting to see the crescent today. Today also we are joined by Dr. Asmaa Elzieny, official of Foreign Relations and International Cooperation at Education Development Center for Al-Azhar International Students, and she will talk to us about Eid celebrations and the traditions of Eid al-Fitr, how it is celebrated around the world. Good afternoon, Dr. Asmaa.
Good afternoon.
So, Dr. Asmaa, first, happy Eid to you and to your family. Can you first tell us about how Eid al-Fitr is celebrated around the world? Do Muslims share the same traditions everywhere?
Happy Eid for you, and thank you for having me today. Happy Eid for you and for all our viewers.
Thank you, Dr. Asmaa. Happy Eid to you.
Eid is a very special time for all Muslims all over the world. It comes as a reward for Muslims after observing fasting during the whole month of Ramadan and worship and doing charity and good deeds and everything. Eid is time for families to gather together and to have very happy times to enjoy another special prayer for Eid. You know, Eid is celebrated early in the morning after Fajr. Muslims all over the world gather to pray a very special prayer, which is Eid prayer. Eid prayer is not like any other prayer. It is special. We have more than Allahu Akbar, as you know. It is 2 rak'ahs. In each rak'ah there is Allahu Akbar during the first rak'ah 7 times, and the second rak'ah is 5 times. All people gather together without any difference between anyone, families, friends, employees, whatever. They all gather in very huge places to pray this very special prayer. When you look at Muslims while they are performing their prayer, you feel happiness of the young and old and men and women. Everyone is so happy to gather together. Then they greet each other, and after that they start family visits in Egypt and all over the world. They start family visits. In Egypt, there is something so special of celebration, which is the Adiyah, giving gifts and money for everyone, which is something makes everyone so happy.
Yes,
other families may plan to go to the beach, to visit farms and far places, and some may just visit families and friends.
So also the importance of Eid prayers and why it is advisable for all Muslims to go and pray Eid prayers.
Of course, after gathering the whole month of Ramadan for praying and being keen on performing prayer at each time, all prayers, Dhuhr, Asr, Fajr, whatever, and a special prayer for Ramadan, which was Taraweeh. People were very keen, and this year was very marked by seeing young people, old people coming back to the mosque to pray. Also, the Eid prayer is something that it adds to your spiritual growth when you see people from all over the world, in Egypt, in Saudi Arabia, in Malaysia, in Indonesia, in whatever country, and Muslims in European and American country, and America, and everywhere, they gather together. You see the power of Muslims, how they look like one person. It is so special. It is highly recommended for all people who can, of course, make it. Even people who are a little bit sick or with something to burden them from prayer, like some women at special times, they are highly recommended to go and witness this very special spiritual gathering of all Muslims.
Yes, also, Dr. Asmaa, the importance of paying Zakat al-Fitr, and what do you say to the person who forgets to pay Zakat al-Fitr?
Of course, we remind every Muslim, poor or rich or whatever, the Zakat al-Fitr or the special giving of Eid al-Fitr is something that the Prophet, may Allah peace and blessing be upon him, advised every Muslim to give as a kind of more additional purification for his soul and his fasting. It is given for the poor. just before the exact time at the night of Eid and before the time of prayer. It is advisable to give it to the poor, whatever you give, even if you give it food or of money, it should be given to the poor before the time of Eid prayer. If you give after Eid prayer, it is a kind of sadaqah for you, but it is not Eid sadaqah, yes.
Yes. How do we preserve the spirit of Ramadan in visiting and upholding ties of kinship throughout the year, not only in Ramadan and Eid?
Of course, if we are keen during the month of Ramadan and the time of Eid on celebrating and seeing family and friends, we remind each one that this is one of the very highly recommended deeds for Muslims to have a relation with his friends and families, to have this Salah or relation, not only during the Eid, highly recommended during the Eid, but after that, during the whole year, it's something that adds blessing and barakah to your life and your deeds. And you feel happy and you feel connected. Sometimes every one of us needs this connection. We need to have the support of people around us, and we support people around us to feel that we are not alone. You are in a community. You're having this strength of relationships.
So, Dr. Asmaa, whoever fasts Ramadan and follows it with the 6 days of the month of Shawwal, it is as if he fasted the whole year. Can you tell us more about fasting the 6 days of Shawwal, and when do we can start to fast them, and the importance of fasting the 6 days of Shawwal?
Yes, as the Prophet ﷺ guided us that whoever is able to fast the month of Ramadan, then follow it with 6 days of Shawwal, the reward of doing this is equal to fasting the whole year. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on Muslims, because the previous nations, their age were longer than we are between our age, estimated age is between 60 and 70, as the Prophet said in one hadith. So we are given like gifts whenever we do something which is so simple and we can do easily. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward the Muslim with double reward. So if you are able to fast 6 days, it is a kind of sunnah and highly recommended for whoever is able to fast 6 days after the month of the month of Shawwal, not consecutive days. Even you can observe fasting on Monday and Thursday, whatever as you can. On your holiday, whatever you can try at least. If you ever never fast these big 6 days before, you may try this year to observe. This is very easy. After you fasted a whole month, 30 days, it is very easy to fast 6 days, and the reward for doing this is equal to the reward of fasting the whole year. And this is, inshallah, going to be easy for all Muslims.
So, Dr. Asmaa, what is our duty towards others in Eid al-Fitr?
Of course, beginning from our small families and big families, we are doing our best to make the members of our family members so happy the way they prefer. If you know that your mom is going to be happy in a special way, do whatever makes her happy. And also for the children, giving idea and gifts, and maybe taking them out to visit to special places. It is our responsibility to make ourselves first, do what makes us happy and make people around us happy, because Eid is the high time for showing happiness and making whatever we can to make people around us feel this. Even our friends who are non-Muslims, sometimes it is some of your duty to celebrate with your friends, to show them that we are, as Muslims, we have a very good relation with our neighbors, with our friends, with the whole world, with all humanity.
Yes. Also, how can we preserve the spirit of obedience that we kept in Ramadan and extended throughout the year?
Of course, the best that we get out from this whole long month of Ramadan is having self-resilience. You are controlling yourself. You are able to fast, to abstain from food and drink and other things for a whole month. Why not you train yourself to do similar good deeds during each day? Maybe only 2 rak'ahs of prayer as you observe it, pray during the night, as you pray Taraweeh for about an hour or eight rak'ahs or whatever people are praying. Why not you take this spirit with you during the whole year? You are reciting the Quran, you are doing khatma for 1 month, you may add khatma for 2 months, whatever according to your time. Accompany the good deeds that you did during the month and doing a charity and having this connection with our families. It is not difficult. The evidence that we get out from the month of Ramadan, that whatever we plan we do and Allah orders us to do is not difficult. It is just that when you are determined and you plan well to do something, you can do it.
Yes. Also, can you tell us more about how Eid was celebrated during Prophet Muhammad's days, peace be upon him?
At the time of the first Muslim era, during the time of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, Muslims were not that big in number. They started to increase year after year when they began to celebrate Eid first time, I believe after second year of Hijrah. All Muslims were ordered to gather to see the Muslim world. The number of Muslims at that time was the Muslim world. They celebrated in a very huge area to pray, as we do, to pray. It is highly recommended to be in an open area if the mosque is not that big to contain the whole number of Muslims at the area. And we see in Egypt this is done. People celebrated, they gathered together with the Prophet, and they prayed and listened to Khutbat al-Eid. This is a special ceremony, very short one, said during the day of Eid. The Prophet ﷺ ordered them to do sadaqah, to do good deeds, and to keep the spirit of Ramadan after the month of Ramadan, and keep the good deeds we are going we are able to do after the month.
So, Dr. Asmaa, as you are the official of the Foreign Relations at the Education Development Center for Al-Azhar International Students, do you see that the international students celebrate Eid in a different way, or they all celebrate the same way?
Of course, it is different it differs from country to country, especially some Muslim countries in Asia and Africa. But while they are here, the international students are here, you can see them at Al-Azhar Mosque celebrating like Egyptians. They are doing whatever we are doing. Young girls wearing new clothes like the Egyptian girls, doing the same. They are trying to have the spirit of celebration as they are living away from their families, but they are trying to enjoy their time. Of course, each country has its speciality of celebration, special food. They may go to special places. They do some kind of women wear special uniform, and men, of course, they cook special dishes for Eid. Differs from country to country.
Yes. Finally, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Asmaa Elzieny, official of Foreign Relations and International Cooperation at Education Development Center for Al-Azhar International Students. Thank you for being with us, and happy Eid to you. The viewers should break, and we'll be back.